This deadly trend continues to grow on both sides of the bay as more guns end up in the wrong hands, more lives are taken.
7825, code 6.
I was murdered along with my daughter.
56 at this time.
I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel. I'm numb.
3043, stand by.
I identify his body, but I don't believe it actually hit me that my baby gone. It's okay, it would have been 16. Instead of celebrating his birthday, I have to do a funeral.
You don't know their pain.
My daughter's never coming back. And you have to think about what you put the families through.
Until it hits home.
I ain't never think it'll happen to me.
Family after family in our community suffers a loss never easy to bear.
Breathing is different without him. It's just something missing. It's just, everything is just different.
21-year-old Jaquan Brown, a father to a 5-year-old girl.
He's my favorite, and he's the favorite dad in the whole entire world.
Tyleria's dad, the latest, taken in Tampa by a pulled trigger. Another mother is left without a child.
It's just something that's not there. I'm still looking for that message. I check my phone every 10 minutes for this message, and it's just not gonna come. I hate it, but now these kids is making it like it's the new normal to do this stuff.
We've got 24 shots fired.
It's a new normal our officers are trying to stop.
Shots fired.
So far, 9 people have lost their life to bullets in Tampa.
It's working with the community. It's not just the police department. We need everyone's help.
Good morning, everyone.
Tampa's interim chief of police, Lee Burkhaw, says the department is on the right track and making progress despite the recent rise in shootings and deaths.
Last year, our violent crime involving a firearm was down nearly 6%.
For you, what was that moment where you realized this is rising, this is starting to become a problem?
I would say during the pandemic, there was the rise in violence at that point, and it wasn't just in the city, it was nationwide. Fortunately, in Tampa, we didn't experience it like other cities.
The city of Tampa started to see a gradual rise in deadly shootings over the last few years after seeing a dip in 2018. 19 people were killed in 2019. That number jumped to 35 in 2020, 37 the following year, then 38 in 2022. The trend is almost reversed across the bridge in St. Pete.
The city has seen a decrease in violent crime, but that could change tomorrow.
St. Pete Police Chief Anthony Holloway says 7 people have been killed so far this year, 1 from a pulled trigger. His department saw a sharp increase during the pandemic after seeing a decline through 2018 to 2020. After 10 people were shot and killed in 2020, 30 people were killed in 2021.
And you were pretty upset during that time, kind of saying, like, this is unacceptable. It's got to stop. Tell me why.
Because it was. every time you turn around, someone was being shot. It was some innocent people that were being shot and killed in our city. It's time for people to put the guns down and to have a conversation.
That was back when Kimaya Simmons was shot and killed in the passenger seat of the car while holding her baby. Her 3-year-old in the back seat. The 21-year-old's death marked the city and its own police chief.
Think about what that 3 or 4-year-old's got to live with for the rest of his life. So it was to the point where, I was just frustrated and said, you know what, we've got to stop this. We've got to stop this now.
In 2022, the department cut down homicides by almost half, with 16 people killed. St. Pete's crackdown started with more officers on the street. The GRIT, or Gun Response Investigation Team, was created to respond to shooting calls.
They will canvass the area to see if there are any witnesses. And the most important thing, they will look for shells in the area, casings. We can tell you if that gun was used at that scene, another scene, is it several guns there, are these guns being used throughout the city.
Detectives learned the majority of shootings were happening because of drug deals. Their tracking led to a takedown of groups profiting from their sales.
As soon as we arrested those 2 groups that were selling so much narcotics in our city, we saw our shootings go down again.
But the problem seems to persist in younger generations. 15-year-old Zykerio Lofton was killed in St. Pete on the 4th day of this year. 6 days later, James Lett Jr. was killed in Tampa at just 12 years old. In each case, those arrested were 18 and younger.
I've seen the average age is around 17 for homicides and related to kids in the inner city.
In both Tampa and St. Pete, guns are ending up in teenage hands. Police say the grand majority are stolen.
Those young kids that are breaking into those cars, that's what they're looking for. We're still averaging somewhere between 20 to 30 guns a month that are still being taken out of cars. Last year, we had about 200 that were taken out of unlocked cars. And some of those firearms are used in offenses here locally.
While officers continue to ask people to do their part and lock their cars, they're trying to give kids opportunities to get off the street, like TPD's Shielding Our Teens program, meant to help mentor those at risk and give them positive alternatives through job opportunities.
And there's people that care. People are invested. And it's not just a teacher, it's not just a family member, it's businesses, it's the police, it's the community all coming together.
A community coming together so they don't lose another one of their own, because hundreds of families have already lost too much.
We're gonna get justice. We definitely gonna get justice.
We need justice, and we need the community to step up. We need justice.
Our communities continue to try and get teens off of the streets. Tampa Police's mentorship program helped 95 students get jobs with local businesses for this summer. Over in St. Pete, they continue to try and crack down on crime. Of the 16 death investigations in 2022, only one remains unsolved. In Tampa tonight, Angelina Salcido, 10 Tampa Bay.